Sasha, you're going to be in your red math book. You're going to be on page 20. You don't need to look at it exactly right here, but red math in lesson 1.7, and it was on page 20. We're looking at a number line. And a number line, we know them, we could have a number line at 0, 1, 2, 3, and we could have negative 1, 2, 3 that way. Or we can also have a number line that we can put decimals on. So we could have 0.00 there, 0.25 there, 0.5 there, 0.75 there, and then 1.0 there. This dot doesn't go there. And of course this is a whole number right here because it's 1, and these are smaller versions of the 1. And we know that on a number line as we go this way here, it's getting bigger and it's getting smaller as we go that way. You can always align decimal points too. We could add zeros to any number so that everything has the same amount. I add a 0 to 0.5. I don't need it for the 0.75. And I could add it to the 1 and have 0.00, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, and 1. So it doesn't really affect it if we... So if let me erase this. Okay. Now, one of the things when we compare things, if we had 0.50 and 0.25, I said this differently than I wrote it. It's 0.50. Yeah, okay. And we want to figure out, which is bigger or whatever. We can look at the number in the tenths column. We can see that 5 is definitely bigger than 2. So 0.50 is greater than 0.25. And we would also could look at that as 0.50, that's like half. So half is going to be better than what the 25, which would be like a quarter. So if we look at having to align some numbers, that's 4, that's 4.32, 4.317. We say, how do we align these so that the biggest is over here and the smallest is over here? Well, we know this one is going to be here. The 4 is going to be the greatest number. And then we have 4.32 and 4.317. So we got to figure out which one of these is bigger. They both have a 3, so that's not helpful. But they do change here with the 2. I could add a 0 here so that I had 3 numbers in each column. So I'd have 4.320, 4.317. And we know that 2 is greater than 1, so 4.32 is greater than 4.31 because it has the 2 is bigger than the 1. Okay, so erase the board. If we look at a number line that looks like this, that we have 0.60 there, 0.605 there, 0.607 there, and 0.61 here, we could look at that. We could align these. We could add zeros so everything has 3 numbers. Okay. And now we could say, what are our rules for rounding decimals? So if a number is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, we're going to round up. If it's 1 or 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, we're going to round down. And so what that means is this is a 7, so this is going to be 6.1. This is bigger, so that could be 6.1. That's going to stay a 0, and that would stay like that. And that way we rounded off. In this case, we rounded this to the nearest tenth. So let me erase my board. Okay. Okay, now if you were asked to round to the nearest tenth, so we're going to be talking about the 4 here, that's the tenth, and we need to see, is it going to round up or is it going to round down? This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 0 through 4. So 0, 4, right there. The 8 will round up. That's an 8. That's from over here. So we would end up with we could just say it's just 0.4 right there. Okay. If we look at 2.798 and we want to round up the 2 here, we go to the next number. That's a 7. That's from our 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That goes up. And so that is going to turn into a 3. So we have things that looks like this. We're rounding up to the next number. If it's a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to round down to a smaller number. So that's just something to remember. Okay. You should be able to look at decimals and compare them based on that. Which one of these is greater? It's going to be that one. So 0.45 is less than 0.88. If I have 0.6 and then I have 0.06, I can say which one is greater. It's going to be this one because this is 006 and that's 6. So that is greater. If I have 4.153 and 4.2, then we need to see which one is going to be greater. And here we have 4.2, 4.1, and we know that the 4.2 is greater than the 4.15 because the 2 is greater than the 1. Okay. If you were asked to order numbers, so if you had 0, 8, 0.56, and 0.825, how would you order those in a line? And we know that the 0.8 is the biggest. The next number is going to be exactly, so this time when I wrote it out, it came out exactly as we would want it to be. Because 0.8 is bigger than 0.5, 0.5 is bigger than 0.8. So we know that that would be correct. Okay. Next example is 1.3, 1.52, and 2.08. We have to align those. We know that 2 right here is bigger than the 1s over here, so 2.8 is going to be bigger. Now we have to see, is the 3 or the 5 bigger? It's the 5, and then this is the biggest, this is the medium one, and this is the least one. So also in this lesson you will need to round to the nearest place of the underlined digit. So if you had 0.0085, the 8 is underlined, then that's what we have to round to. That's the hundredths number. Then we look at this number. It's a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, so it's going to round up. So that would become 0.09. Okay. If you have 0.5, 7, 2, and the 7 is underlined. We're going to look at the 2, and that's from this side of the hill. So it's going to round down to a smaller. It's not going to affect it, basically. And so this turns into a 0, and you end up with just this because it rounds down. Okay, so that one doesn't change. Let's try another one. If I had 0.145 and we want to round to the underlined digit, which is a 4, I have to look at my 5 here. That's on this side of the mountain. So we're going to round my 10, this spot up. We use this one to tell us what to do with the underlined one. So in this case, the 4 becomes a 5, and it becomes 0.15. Okay. Try one more. 3.957, and the underlined digit is here. So I look at this digit right here. That is on the hill going up. So I move that number that I'm looking at up 1, and that becomes a 4. Okay? Your assignment, Sasha, is to do questions numbers 10 through 17, 36 through 38, and 39 through 42. And okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. You can start working from your math book. These are found on page 22 in your math book. Thank you.